Today our experiment is the study of vacuum assist braking system. What is vacuum assist brake? Basically, vacuum assist brake is another name is servo mechanism or servo brake. Any mechanism which added to the driver's effort in applying the brake is called servo mechanism or servo brake, although the effort remains a considerable part of the total braking effort required. The brake pedal is connected to the vacuum booster, which is first step to force multiplication. The booster passes the force to the master cylinder, which applies a compressive force to a liquid or forces through the brake line to the brake calipers. The vacuum brake suction from the engine to inlet manifold, which is utilized for braking application. Basically, there are two types of vacuum brakes. Both incorporate a piston or diaphragm operation in a cylinder and provide with the suitable linkage for brake application. In this system, both sides of the piston are exposed to the atmosphere when the brakes are in the release position. For applying brakes, engine vacuum is applied on one side of piston and during this application the differential pressure are occurred, and those operating the linkage to the here is this picture. This is a vacuum brake device, or we called servo brake or brake booster. This is a cylindrical shape and is made of metal canister that contain a clever valve and diaphragm. Here is this pipe. This is called vacuum pipe and check valve. This is master cylinder. And inside the master cylinder they are having pistons which is connected to the linkage and goes to the servo system or brake booster. This linkage is called push rod. Here is this picture. This is the servo system with brake pedal, and this is the schematic diagram of servo system with master cylinder. In the previous picture, this is the brake paddle and this is the linkages, the brake paddle linkages, and this one is the which is goes to the servo system. A rod is going through the canister and which is connect to the master cylinder piston on one side, and the another side which is connect to the paddle linkage. This one is the check valve. This one is the check valve. Now before, if you see the construction of the servo system, basically there are two chambers. One is created by vacuum, so it's vacuum chamber, and another is to enter the air. Now this one is the check valve, which is a one-way valve that only allow air to suck out of vacuum booster. If the engine is turned off or if leaked from in a vacuum hose, the check valve makes sure the air doesn't enter the vacuum booster. So this is the piston, or you may call diaphragm. This is the air passage, this is the filter, and this is the air passage. This is the poppet valve and poppet valve seal. When you press it, the brake paddle, the air is entered to this chamber. And it's create a pressure. Now during the application of brake, the air then admitted from the atmosphere to one side of the piston. The amount of air enter the cylinder is controlled by the driver paddle. The piston of the cylinder move under the pressure differential, which is move the hydraulic piston. Those force the fluid into the brake pipe into the wheel cylinders. Now how it's vacuum? This is the vacuum chamber. Now tell me, this is the vacuum chamber, and this is the vacuum hose. So basically, vacuum generating procedure are two types. You might be seen in some car, the vacuum is obtained from the inlet manifold. However, with the use of small car or small engines, the provision of emission control, some vehicles do not have sufficient vacuum. To operate the power brake. So in this such case, the separate vacuum pump are added, which is, you might be seeing, some vacuum pump are placed under the alternator position. Inside the piston are placed inline position, that is then you called, this is tandem master cylinder. So every vehicle at present, you know, you will see that this is that type of position are there. So all the vehicle are basically braking system or master cylinder or tandem master cylinder are used. Now see, this is the oil reservoir. This is the oil reservoir. That is the this is the cylinder, master cylinder. Inside, during this, if you see, this is the brake booster, and a linkage are come out to the which linkage come out to the piston, which is attached inside the pistons, both two pistons. The one linkage are attaching two pistons. Acha. Now between two pistons, both two springs are installed. One is primary spring and second is secondary spring. So when you open it, you will see. Now, and this is the outlet port, and this is the brake line pipe. This is you. Some of the if you see, the thickness of the brake pipe is universal. So this is that type of. Now the working of the tandem master cylinder. When the brake pedal is depressed, the brake booster output rod will push the secondary piston, and at the same time the primary piston will also push it by the tension of force of secondary spring. As a result, the relief port, there the relief port are there. The relief port, those are the relief port, are closed by the piston cup, and the hydraulic pressure will arise on both of the primary and secondary cylinder. When the and the brake, and also it will raise the pressure to generate the pressure of the brake line, and it goes to the wheel cylinder. Come to the rear section, and here's some connector, and it is divided into the two axle or two section, and it goes to the wheel cylinder. Now you see, is go to the wheel cylinder. One is come from here, another is come from this side, that side. Okay. And when you open it, you see this is the drum brake. So one wheel cylinder. Now the advantages of vacuum assist brake system. It consists of two pipe system, in which one is brake pipe and the second was provided to give an additional supply to speed up the brake release. So if you see the device, there are two pipes you found. Second, it consists of an equalizing reservoir which helps to set the brake to the right level. So if you see the construction, there are the reservoir which have, you see the reservoir, those are equally distributed. So the equalized reservoir which help to set the brake to the right level. So it is necessary for this design. Third, it provides a partial release which the air brake could not. Most of the air brake, there are no partial port or release section are there. So this is the one of the advantage of vacuum assist brake system. Last one, it consists of accelerator valves which help to speed up the operation on each vehicle. So they are having some valve which you might be seeing. That type of valve are placed in that device to control the airs. Now, what are the disadvantage of vacuum assist brake? One, first, on this brake system, a vacuum pump is required. So, previously, I also spoke that there are two type of vacuum generated system are there. One is created by vacuum pump, which is placed under the alternator or any driving section, and second, which is come from engine inlet manifold. So if the engine is off, so what happened? The vacuum line are not create, and that time, so it is one of the drawback for created a vacuum assist brake system. And second, low pressure means relatively large brake cylinder are required, which may be occurred to site. Third, leak can be difficult to find, and it's very difficult to find the leakage system or failure where the air is go out or where the air is